High-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. Master the Markets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Hello traders, and welcome to our live trading workshop webinar today on our live stream on YouTube and on Zoom. Now, for those of you joining in new for the first time, just a quick run through the format, what we usually do. So firstly, we have this live trading section over here, right? And in the live trading section, what we'll do is we'll look at some potential trade setting up. So today I've looked at gold, DAX, and dollar yen. Right, so we'll look at that based on one of the strategies that we look at over here at Master the Markets and at Trade Guider, combining both price and volume methodology, okay, using the smart money indicator framework and also the volume spread analysis indicators by Trade Guider team. And the second thing then we also will look at also is the topic for today, and the topic for today is Amazon surges, Nvidia hits $5 trillion, what's next for the stock market, right? So is it really a rally or is it a bull trap? You know, we looked at that a little bit in the last session as well. So we'll go through a bit more in detail on that one. And then we'll then take a look at the upcoming events and also a Q&A session if there are any questions coming up as well. So this and more in this live trading workshop session. Traders, those of you joining in new for the first time, this is Steven Alpan here, founder of Master the Markets, A-Trace Conference, and the Traders Open Day. So with that said, let's dive in very quickly just to see if you've got any good setups happening for today. And I'll also fill up my table that I've got on the other side. I just want to make you all understand that over here, during this session, of course, you know, trading is based on consistency and on probabilities and on taking a series of trades to get your full monetization of the true edge of your strategy or system. So I know over here we only go live about 2 times, so that's why 2 times in a week. That's why very important for us to give you the principles of what we do so that you can then use that in any strategy that you are doing and not just being handed over the fish, and you can use that to fish yourself. Okay, this is just all to give you an example of how we look at the markets, and you can apply those principles in your own strategy. Now, with that said, let's go on to taking a look at the markets for now. So you've got an uptrend phase 2 here on the daily time frame here, right? So let me just take a look at that. Then let me just type in over here, uptrend phase 2. And then after that, I've got an uptrend phase 1 over here on the 4 hour. And then on the 1 hour, we've got, let me just see, downtrend phase 2 on that one. So I will put that onto the 15-minute as well. So this one here. So how am I reading all of this, right? So some of you are asking this, how am I getting the trend across different time frames? Because you see, our clients who have joined us just by, like you, by watching us what we do, they helped us code all of this market structure that we have done over here, okay? And they've coded all the variations. There's more than one variation over here in terms of trend variations, altogether about 6 that we found. And we've coded it all into a trend box based on market structure. But the first thing to market structure is quantifying your tops and bottoms, which is what you're seeing over here, the blue arrows and the orange arrows and the dots and all of that, okay? Now, I'll give you all some reference links to look at later. We are also preparing like a webinar masterclass where within 30-45 minutes, this entire framework will and this methodology will change just the way you look at markets and give you so much clarity, okay? So we'll let you all know once that's ready to go. And you can apply that with any methodology, just like what we are showing you here with the VSA or any Fibonacci, stochastic, name it, because it's a framework. Now, with that said, let me take a look. So we got mainly on the 1 hour also, I've got an uptrend here as well. And I've got a phase one. Yesterday, if you all remember, those of you who had come to our channel and watched us on live stream, we did put a pending order for gold, but it didn't trigger us, right? And the 1 hour was in not in the right trend, okay? But we did put a pending order for it to trend change, but it didn't get there, and we preserved our profits, okay? So it was quite flat yesterday in terms of the trade that we took. But today, let's see if we do get a setup, and I'll push this out on Telegram. We pushed it out on Telegram yesterday as well on our channel. So we got 3 time frames pointing to the upside. So uptrend, 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 except for the 15-minute, okay? Now, the other thing now I'll go a bit more deeper is the bar mechanics for today towards a strategy objective, okay? So now the strategy objective over here towards capturing the range for the bar, right? So that's what I'm going to be taking a look at. So in terms of the stretch, look at that. This is a bit more cleaner today. Again, this was done by Anton from Canada, one of our clients as well. The Smart Man Indicator was quoted on the Trading View by Assad. So really great community we are having over here. And it's nicely growing. And you can see that the stretch indicator here, thanks to Anton, we got this on TradingView now. It's taken out the upper stretch, isn't it? So here, I'll just put as the upper stretch here, right, on gold. And in terms of the range lines, let me see. So in terms of the range lines, this was, let me check the 12 o'clock one. The 12 o'clock range line is here. This was the 8 o'clock one. They just took out the 8 o'clock just by a little bit, not much. And then what I'm having also is that's the lowest point so far, is it not, traders, right? So that's what I've got. So it's just the same like yesterday, isn't it? So upper range, and we took a look at this at cable yesterday as well. And again, we didn't get a trigger yesterday, so that was good. We preserved our profits there as well. That's why it's very important to align all the different time frames and look at all of this, okay? And a lot of you who have joined us on our teachings and programs really understand this now, okay? Who's gone through our mentoring and all that. Upper 8 a.m. range, but not 12 noon range, okay? That's what I'm saying in the table. I'll show you the table in a minute. Bro to ST ratio. Yes, this is to the upside as well. You can see that over here. I think I did measure it just now. And that was to the upside as well, okay? Because if it does do it to the bottom, yeah, that will be a bit more difficult because basically we'll be taking the range towards the stretch and we don't want to do that. Now, previous daily high to low, yes, it has taken out its previous daily high. So this is looking like a very strong setup here, traders. Everything is aligning to the upside. So we will see how this goes. I just need to double check the volume here as well. So bias on all of this would be to the upside. Volume is diminishing a little bit. My only concern is that will it confirm its top here before going forward higher? Now the answer to that could come from our 15-minute time frame. So let me do that here. So I can see the volume is rising around this area here, right? This area around here. So that could be that, you know, they've confirmed this stop here, came back to test that area, right, around here. And then now it's dropping. So it might confirm its 1 hour top before going further, okay? Now, those of you who want to do another strategy objective, okay, on a shorter term, what you can also do is look to take out the low of here, right, and enter based on that. And then after that, take a short trade towards the downside. But the critical thing for that, if you did that strategy, is where you want to exit, because you have to be very, very wary of what's happening on the 1 hour. Because if you take a look at the 1 hour time frame, now maybe, you know what I can do? I'm just thinking, if I don't want to keep moving around here and there, I will do this to 1 hour. Maybe that'll be a bit more easier, isn't it, traders? So let that populate that. Because on the 1 hour, you see, I'm looking for this to basically confirm its top, right? So that's the whole premise over there. If it does take out that low, okay, hopefully you guys are getting what I'm saying. So you see, if it does take out that low, which is on the 15-minute, that will turn this into a downtrend phase 1 and high probability for that top to confirm, okay? And then after that, if we get an upward swing towards the upside, that's a bit more stronger for us. Because if you do take a continuation on this, then what will happen is that it's just that it might get exhausted because this swing has traveled quite a bit on the 1 hour, okay? So that's the whole premise. The whole idea is, if I want to talk about it simply, traders, is that a swing cannot keep moving forever, right? It's got to move in cycles, isn't it? And you can see over here right now, so it confirmed this at the moment. But if you did want to take a shot on this, aggressive shot could be on the close, but if you want a conservative, could be on the here. But that's with a different strategy objective. For this live stream, I'm not taking towards that strategy objective, so I'll leave that as it is, okay, unless I want to take a very small trade on that. This one is this one here. So if I want to really do that, I wouldn't do it, but yeah, that's where I will look to come in and then stop for here, around here, the high, and then take it towards a 1 ATR. But I'm not going to do that for this strategy objective, so I sit on my hands. Now, another one that I'm going to be taking a look at quickly. Now, just before I go on to DAX, what I want to show you is this table here, right? So I'm taking the entry bias on this, okay? I've mentioned this in previous live streams before as well. I'm going to show you all the reference links very shortly. But you see on this table, what you can see is across these 4 time frames, 3 of these time frames are towards the upside, isn't it, traders, right? All uptrends, yeah? Except for the 15-minute, it's on the downtrend phase 2. Right now, it's a downtrend phase 1, okay? Let me just update that, okay? That's why it's good to put it all on here towards a clear objective and to create a direction bias. Now that's on the 4 columns over here, okay? After that, if you look at this 4 columns over here, you can see that's for the bar mechanics. I went through all of this in much detail in the summit as well. You can go and take a look at the recording once we release it. And you can see that on the stretch and all of this is all pointing towards the upside, okay? So I got 7 out of 8 parameters pointing to the upside. So this is why traders, even though price and the volume might not be matching up to the long bias for this objective, I will sit on my hands because I've got to always think in terms of my strategy objective, okay? What I'm trading on. And of course, that's why the entry bias have taken it as a long. Remember, the objective of doing all of this is to form a direction bias, okay? That's the whole idea, right? And after you've formed the direction bias, then the second thing is timing, okay? When are you going to get in? Just because I've got a direction bias of long doesn't mean I just jump into the market whenever I want to, okay? Then I will see when exactly at which price level I want to get into the market, okay? That's what we will do. So on here, I'm not getting that yet, but towards a long, what I will be taking a look at would be these areas over here. The first one would be towards here. So let me do that. So I'll keep an eye on this. So on the high over here, and then our stop would be for the low here, right? It doesn't look like we're going to get a change in trend. This thing looks like it's going to take out that low there. And then after that, the target will be for the range of today, okay? And the range of today is going to be, let me just quickly calculate that on here. So the range of today, let me just put that in. The range, 6, let me do that. 95, 32, 95. Even if I take 0.8 of that, we've got another indicator on this, which tells us also how many times does it form its 0.8 or 0.7. I'll show it to you maybe on another one, another session. So this is why you always need the research to back you up. So this is about $7.60, isn't it? So here, let me take a look at quickly on this one over here as well. Let me see this one here. On the gold here, let me see here, traders. So here's 83. This one is $83. Okay, 66.40. So the low 3964 plus 66, isn't it? 3964. So let me quickly do that. So 3964, let me do that. 3964 plus 66, we did that yesterday also. And of course, those of you who are interested in learning all of these methodologies, I mean, the powerful thing about them is that they're recurring principles, okay? They keep occurring back in the market again and again, okay? So those are quite powerful. So if you're interested in that, it'd be good to expand our intraday team on this. You can then reach out to us as well. So on the long side, what I'll be taking a look at would be 4030, okay? This is where we'll be taking a look at. But looks like right now we're not getting it, as I was saying. And if you did have another strategy where you wanted to take this short, then you could have come in here on the entry, the stop over here, and then our target for a quick one, I would easily put it at the $6.45 mark, okay? Over here, close, $6.4002. Has it done that? Yeah, it's done that quite quickly. 4002 would be the first one over here. Okay, just around there on the $6 mark. I'm just taking it from here. And then the other one, those of you who have learned this, you would have done that by now. The other one is from the low of this on the $6 mark. That would be at 3996, isn't it? So 3996, we should have hit both targets at the moment on this. But remember, this would be a very small strategy perspective. But the only thing that got us wary on taking this, because one is that for the strategy objective, second is, as I said, it will confirm, highly probably confirm its 1 hour top before coming back on the upside again. Okay, so that's what you're going to be looking at. Also, when we take a look at from a VSA perspective, the volumes were increasing over here. And if you saw from the background of this, it compressed over here, came back to test that top, and then it came back further down, okay, supported by volume over here. Remember, I mentioned all this before, okay? So you got to look at everything before you take it towards your strategy objective, okay? So the main takeaways, what I really want you to understand is, one, understand which strategy you're doing towards what objective, okay? And then do your parameters accordingly, all right? So in this range capture strategy objective, this did not align for us, so we sit on our hands. If you did another strategy objective based on taking a small trade, a very short-term trade, okay, but even though it's counter trend on the other time frames with another strategy objective, then go for it, and which is what I was telling you here in terms of swing distances and looking at volume and looking at the background, and then you take the trade. But whatever that you do, stick to your objectives, and you must have consistency, the C word, okay? Right, at this point, I know a lot of you are asking me about reference links. What I would say is, and I'll take a quick peek at any questions that are coming in, but for now, any reference links over here, the first one I would say is, traders, is that would be to take a look at 7stepstoctp.com, okay? 7stepstoctp.com. Over here is where you will get the systematic framework. Now, you see, some of you are asking me like, okay, Thiru, but how are you getting all this, you know, these trends and phases across all the different time frames. What is orange and blue arrows? How do you also get your stats table as well, all of these things, right? So those of you are asking me all of that, I would say the first place to go and take a look at is 7stepstoctp.com. Once you put your details in, put a green button, not a robot, then you will get the 7 videos sent to your inbox. Those of you are joining in by Zoom in our database, those of you are new, you will get that sent automatically. We'll add you that as complimentary. Then you'll get this material, highly invaluable, because you can use this in alignment with any methodology, just like I showed you, right? With the VSA, with the volume, stochastics, name it. You can do it across with any methodology. It will take you through, the problem that usually traders face and why actually the whole smart money framework indicator actually was developed, okay, based on market structure. Okay, so then after that, then you will go on to why we quantify the tops and bottoms to solve this problem of the main challenge that traders face and keep constantly getting inconsistent performance. So once you understand that, then you will know also, like some of you are asking why we are having this, blue arrows and all of that. Because when I connect the blue arrows and the yellow arrows, you get your line diagram from where I get my market structure, and I can clearly see what trend and phase it is in across any time frame. Okay, that's the whole premise, and that's how I filled up the table that you saw before as well. So that's the whole idea behind all of these traders. Okay, so based on all of that is how the 7 steps has been designed. So go through that, it will take you step by step. And then the 3 stats over here as well that you will get out of it, which is so priceless. You can put it into any strategy that you're doing, which is what all our clients do as well. Those from Australia, from US, from Canada, from Germany, from Canada, anywhere from around the world, they are doing this, from Singapore. They all do that, okay? They apply this 3 stats. Once they understand the market structure and the importance and the significance of it, then they apply it. Then finally, then we also show you how you can apply that into a strategy as well. Okay, so definitely go through that. It's over 50 years of team cumulative experience and of 15 to 20 years of research that we've collected this material. So definitely take it seriously, put some commitment to it. Each video is only about 15-20 minutes, so you can watch one a day and you can complete it, but highly recommend it. Okay, and you got any questions, then you can always email us on that. Then those of you who visited it on the fence, life got in the middle and you forgot about all of this, but you want to get it, you can put both the indicators here. You can read about it on this page. You can get the indicators onto your screens looking like this, and you can get the latest version also as well from the Trade Guider team also. Those of you who already have the VSA, you can get a small discount through here as well. So you can get the discount code which will appear, and then you can then apply it, okay, if you already have the VSA indicators. Right. So now the other thing is the YouTube channel, right? So remember, some of you are asking me about the stretch principle and all of that, right? And in terms of the stretch principle, you were asking like, okay, the bar mechanics and everything, like what do you actually mean, Tiru? What are these lines that your client has actually designed for you? This green line, this blue line. What are these, and why do you update that into the table? How do I understand all of this, the range capture and all of that? So the best place I would say at the moment, it's on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. So if you go to youtube.com/master the markets, what you do, the first thing is, so that you get always notified when we go live stream, you can watch our videos later. You do 2 things, okay? Because after you subscribe, okay, then you got to do another 1-second job. Is that after you subscribe, because some of you say, you know what, Tiru and team, we have subscribed, but then we're not getting a notifications when you guys go live. So then what you then do is click on the drop down arrow over here, then click on the all bell icon, okay? After that, you'll get a notification sent to your phone, and you can watch that also later as well. You don't need to be there live in person as well, okay? So that's that one there. Once you subscribe, hit the all bell icon. And then, in reference to the stretch principle videos, click on the, here. If you go on the home section, under the must watch row, go on the view all, and then here, go on the stretch principle videos, okay? So that's what you can look at, traders. All right. And I know some of you have give us feedback that you know, Timo, we got to go here and there to watch your videos, and we really enjoy them, high quality. But I got to jump from, from your portal over here, from your videos over here, seven CTP videos here, and then I've got to go to the YouTube session. But so we've taken your feedback, and we are creating a free resources page, okay, where we're putting all our high quality material, or all our free content onto one page, and then you can just look at it. And trust me, you know, your whole understanding of your whole markets and everything will just go above the sky, blow off the roof, right? So all that is coming up. So we'll keep you guys updated as well. I know some of you are also saying, you know, even your free quality, your free content material is so high quality, you know, that is so much more worth it than even all the amounts of thousands of dollars that you guys have spent elsewhere. Yes, we always get that feedback, but we want to give the best to the audience out there, so that we can then help them keep moving forward towards consistent trading performance. That's our whole mission over here. Now, other than that, the live section, right, where we go live and everything, you can find it under the live over here section as well. And you can go and revisit all the live streams that we have done before, and also all the interviews that we have done with really, really some great traders as well. Okay, so you can see all of that from yesterday's one. You can see it here. Trade Guider channel, the same thing, youtube.com/Trade Guider. Hit the subscribe button, hit the all bell icon, and then on the live section over here, you can also see right now we are live. Trade Guider channel, you can then see the video here later on as well is live. All the ones from before, you can also watch it all over here as well. Now, in terms of a quick shout out to Trade Nation also, they are the ones who are actually sponsoring all our Telegram channel and everything. So a quick shout out to them for helping us towards that, and also sponsoring our ETM Summit as well. And the good news is that 2026 dates are out. You can definitely take a look at it at your own free time. And if you book it before the end of the year, you get a really massive discount, and you can use the savings from that to plan your trip to come and see us. Okay, right. With that said, let me swiftly move on into the two other instruments that I had on my checklist. You see, this is the thing. I just want to make a point here, right? So you see, those people who didn't understand and just rushed in, oh, you know what, that's turning around, that's a short trade, you know, let me stay in it for as long as possible, let me ride the move, right? Your entry was good, okay, but when this happens, when the green bar here happens, right, is when you start to fear. You start to think, is this move over? Or is this going to come against me and take out that top there? And if you don't have the market structure, you don't even know if that's a top or not. According to your quantified structures, you won't even know what the quantification means, right? So you see, traders, always it's just not important thinking about entries. You also have to think about where you're going to get out, because on the exits is where your profit or loss is realized. Even in fact, even when you really read some of the top traders' books, they always focus a lot on exits. Even I was just reading Linda Bradford's book just now as well, and Trading Sardines, and she also says the same thing. One of the things that her mentor taught her was, you know, it's not just about the entries. How about how fast you can come out as well, especially back in those days when liquidity was an issue, right? You must have someone to sell to because they were trading in the pits and all that. So you see, traders, that's the exit is always, always important. You must always know where you're going to come out. So we were very clear why we want to enter, what our objective is, and that's how we take the trade according to our strategy objectives. And I did mention I saw the volume, and the 1 hour probably going to confirm. That's what it's looking like. You know, if the downward side, if it does sustain, this can carry on more further. Okay, the volume spike here as well, but we've got to see what the next bars are going to do. But I will only participate in a long position if the market structure changes over here. But time is also going by over here, because you usually got to do is range by a certain time. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on this anyway. I'll keep this on the side. I'll quickly do an analysis on DAX because it hasn't formed its range for today. It's showing a downtrend on most of the lower time frames. So let me quickly just fill up the table here. I'm just going to do that very quickly because I'm aware of time as well. We've got to go through our topic as well for today. I've got another meeting to rush to, so it's quite a busy day. So let me just quickly do that. I'll do this on the 1 hour here. I think that's a bit easier, isn't it? So this one is downtrend phase 1. Yeah, this one is uptrend phase 2 on the 4 hour. And then on the 1 hour, it's an uptrend phase 2, it's saying, isn't it? And the 4 hour, let me just do quickly the 4 hour. I think I forgot to take note of it just now. It's a downtrend phase 2. Okay. So let me update that here. And we got downtrend phase 1. So directional alignment, we got 3 time frames to the downside. Actually, we got 4 time frames to the down. No. Yeah, 3 time frames to the downside, isn't it? Except your 4 hour. Let me just the 4 hour, if it does confirm here, yeah. So we're looking at quite a strong downward signal. 1 hour stretch, let's see very quickly. Yeah, that's quite clear as well. I like this kind of setups where it goes against you a little bit. VSA light is to the downside. So I think this is showing a bit stronger to the downside, traders. So 1 hour stretches to the downside. Latest range lines, right? So let me just quickly take a look at that, traders, right? So latest range lines, this was an 8. Yeah, the same thing, isn't it? 8, what happened is 8 a.m. but not 12 noon. Yep, I've got that on DAX over here. Brew to ST, let me check that one very quickly. Highly looking forward to the downside here. Okay. Previous daily high and low. What's happening here? Yeah, it's not taking out anything at the moment. Might form an insider buy if it does keep going to the downside for today. Usually when this happens, traders, I've seen that the move is not smooth, you know, you can get a bit choppy. And in terms of, let me take a look here on the DAX. On the DAX, the ATR 278. Okay. 2222. What am I getting here? 170 is what I'm getting. Okay, 170. So it's not formed this ATR range yet. So what I'm going to be doing, right, so it's not formed its range. So I'm just going to be updating it here very quickly. So no, and then the buyers, what do I have? I've got 4, 5, 6. Previous daily low, that's not, I've got 6 out of 8 parameters over here, traders, right? So I've got 6 out of 8 parameters here matching up for us, right? 6 out of 8 parameters matching up for us towards the downside. That's how I'm forming the direction bias. Now, what I do is I look at the timing. Where am I going to get in onto this trade? Okay, and you can do this the same thing on the E-minis or the NASDAQ or whatever instrument that you're going to be trading. I can see a good volume spike here. They're supporting this bottom. This is why it's not taking that out very quickly. This is what we're going to be wary of as well. Okay, the trigger lines came over here in terms of the volume. The other thing is on the 1 hour, we did get a spike there. So that low, 23,929, isn't it? 23,929. Let me see. Yeah, that's the one there. So this is a bit more safer place, but if it does maintain that at the end of this, we can come in here and with a small stop, okay, around here for that swing to carry on, okay. And in terms of the high, let me subtract it from here. So the high here today, traders, right? 224,114. Just to get my numbers for towards an ATR range is minus 222. 222, is what I am looking at. 23,892. Okay. That's what we are taking a look at. 23,892. There we go. And then if I want to take a smaller one than that, then I'm just taking a look at the 180R range, the low of that 23,935, 23,905, okay, 23,905. I think I'll push this out on our Telegram channel here, and then those of you who want to take that, you can carry on and take it. So I will put this on the DAX over here. So the low here, 23,935, right? 23,935. And the stop is going to be at 23,975 is what I'm taking a look at. And the target, 23,905. So I've submitted that. So we'll see how that carries on to be. I'm just going to take a look at this high here, 23,973. Yeah, I think we are good for that. I think we just got triggered into that trade over there on the DAX. So we'll see how that goes. The volume is a bit rising on that one there. So we'll wait and see how that goes. Also, another thing that helped me also take that trade is because I saw that on the 4-hour, it had broken this low quite a few times, a nice volume spike here as well. So that low of that 4-hour bar, so let me enlarge that. So you see that low of that 4-hour bar, you see how I combined the volume with the price and the columns. So you see this one here, right? There was a nice volume spike here, isn't it? But it then pulled back a little bit to the higher part of the bar. Okay, so that low is critical. So if that volume was for selling, once it takes out that low again, right? That's the critical part again, and with correlation with the cycles and the market structure on the lower time frames, then that will then push it down a bit more further, because then you know that volume was really towards selling, professional selling. Okay, but of course, remember, traders, important thing I'll stress again, right? Not only important is entry, you must also know where to exit as well. That's based on your strategy objectives. Okay, so we'll wait and see how this one goes. We will manage that trade on the Telegram channel there. And I think it has already hit our target. It's gone really quite fast over there. So that was a very quick profit that we did. Well done on that one. That was easy on that one. But not every day is going to be like that. You know, sometimes, you know, I always get people on, this is normal, right? Because that's how the crowd and the retail thinks. You know what they usually say? Oh, Tiro, you're not taking a trade. I'm not seeing you take a trade, right? Or, you know, do you even ever take a trade? But of course, you know, all the history is in our Telegram channel. You can take a look at that. We send out regular emails also on updates on the trade. But some days, traders, as a professional, if the trade is not setting up, you should sit on your hands, preserve your profits. And even when you do take a trade, right, even if it does take a loss, okay, doesn't matter. It's part of the probability game. Not every single trade is going to win, right? That's the critical thing you always have to understand. That's why so much clarity on how you construct your strategy, your trading plan, all that is very important. There was a time, if you take a look at our live streams, right? I'm laughing because when me and Gavin were doing all these live streams here, and you can see all the record of that, there were time when like 10, 15 trades that we were taking consecutively every single week were all hitting the target, right? And then we had all comments flying in saying that, hey, you know what, do you guys have a crystal ball or something like that, that you guys are taking all the profits all the time? And then we used to laugh, yeah, we have a crystal ball. That's not the point. We always still used to reiterate that, you know, it's not about the crystal ball. It's not about the profits that we are consecutively taking. It's about still, it's a probability game, right? After that, yeah, we may take losses, we may take wins. Yes, we had a consecutive winning streak. You can also have a consecutive losing streak as well, but you need to know your numbers in your strategy. How many times does it win? What's your loss cluster? What's the three types of drawdown numbers that you should know? All of this data you must know. Unfortunately, because the online content out there doesn't go into this much detail, and they don't take you in a structured way, most traders don't know all these things, right? And that's why a lot of traders, even if they've been trading for over 10 years, 5 to 10 years, even 15 years sometimes as well, they don't know all these things. And that's why when they come on the Traders Basecamp package and all of that, they're just blown away by the way that we break this all down in a very systematic, strategic way that is sustainable, scalable, and reproducible as well. And then teach you how to construct your strategy with a strong edge. Okay. So all this must be done step by step. Okay. So, okay, traders, so that's that one there. I didn't get time to take a look at dollar yen, and I know I'm running a little bit out of time over here. I'm a bit tight on time today. I did take a look on dollar yen as well, but as you all know, I think you're getting the drift right now, is that take a look at the different time frames, have market structure, and apply the same principles. Go through this recording as well. Really high quality content here, good ones that you can use in your own trading as well. Okay. So gold is there. We'll keep an eye and we'll see. And that's why we just need our team to expand. We don't have the time every day to take a look at this. We mainly do end of day trading, but because we are strategy developers, we got all kinds of strategies. We can create all kinds of different kinds of strategies. Okay, but we just need the manpower to execute them, be in front of the screens, consistently execute it. And that's when most people can't really do it. It's like everybody knows how to lose weight, right? Exercise more, eat less. But how many people keep going to the gym regularly? The biggest amount of people that comes to the gym is in the new year, right? It's flooded. People are waiting to get on the treadmill. But then even when you go to the third week or fourth week of January, and then people just drop off. That's how it is, right? So the same thing here. You need consistency. And if you got that consistency, some of you watching all of this, saying, you know what, this all makes sense, this is amazing, doing this in real time. And these guys are the real deal. If you've been following us for quite some time, I know some of you over here on the webinar here have been following us for quite some time, like Kelly and David and all that. So if you all have been following us for quite some time, you know that we do this consistently. And if you want to learn this more deeper, want to join our team, then definitely let us know. We definitely need more intraday traders, okay, on our team. Right, with that all said, let me go on to the topic for today, traders. So, topic for today, I think I've got this over here, which is on the Amazon and Nvidia, right? So Amazon and Nvidia. So Amazon surges, Nvidia hits 5 trillion. What's next for the stock market? So I've got the charts over here. So let's analyze Nvidia, right? So if you're taking a look at this for the longer term, remember that not only do we have a trading portfolio, we also have an investment portfolio. Remember that I said this in the beginning. We teach always in terms of principles, okay? And these principles can be cross-applied to any market or instrument that you want. And in trading, you've got thousands and thousands of instruments that you can use on. So here, right. So let's take a look at Nvidia over here, right? So here, Amazon surges. Let's take a look at Nvidia first. I take a look at market structure. At the moment, on the daily, this is still an uptrend phase two. The whole of media will be shouting to you on the top of the screens on this one here, on the retracement. When you got market structure, you won't get dismayed by that, okay? This is what they're talking about, right? This whole thing where it tumbles down, right? But if you understand market structure, it's still an uptrend until it takes out that low. Nothing to worry, is the trend hasn't changed yet, okay? Based on your objectives. Now, if I go up higher, I like to correlate with different time frames as well. You see, I can see that this is a weekly uptrend phase one also, right? And the trend and the swing is still quite near to where the swing started. So it's not really overextended. How many tops has it done, okay, in its uptrend? That's another thing that we got some research on as well. We do a lot of research over here at Master the Markets. So that's why we can trade with conviction based on probabilities and numbers, right? The thing is, a side note, everybody says trading is based on probabilities, and most of you will agree, but how many people out there show you probability stats, right? So for example, over here, over here, traders at Master the Markets, and when you look at 7 steps to CTP as well, you can see all the stats table that we will have on any instrument. You see, this will tell me on any instrument, right? Let it be the bond chart, ETF, stocks, Saudi stocks, India stocks, China stocks, US stocks, UK stocks. It will tell me everything. Here, you see, to get to 1 ATR, to get to 3 ATR, there's a 30% chance, 20% chance on a Nvidia stock. You can see everything here, right, on an open equity basis, right? So that's what we're seeing over here. But over here at the moment, still there's a high chance over here for this to move forward. So if I were to tell you in terms of probability on the weekly chart, this has gone up $34 at the moment, right? $34 divided by the ATR, that's about 34 divided by 13, isn't it? Is that about 3? I think so. Let me do that. That's about 2.61. Let's just say 2.5. You see, from here I know that there is a 40%, 37.5, 40% chance for this to take out the high and still go up higher. So now I'm thinking in terms of probabilities, you see. That's the power of when you have got market structure, and then you get the 3 stats derived from there. Okay, one of the stats is the open equity stats, which I've just touched upon, but you can find out all about it in detail over here, where we go through all the other stats, the MAE and the time too. Highly invaluable, I'm telling you again, right? So definitely go through the 7 steps of CTP videos, all right? So on that said, that's on Nvidia. So it's just, it's still in a good uptrend at the moment. It's a wave 3 at the moment. I would just say small retracement, but other than that, doesn't look anything alarming. I'll take a look at the monthly quickly as well. Still looking strong, still an uptrend, VSA light to the upside. Some strong buying that happened over here on the monthly here. This was a nice swing that happened in 23. Good retracement buying opportunities. We bought some around this dip over here as well. On the 1st of April 2025, still maintaining its upside. So that's on Nvidia. I would still say that's towards the upside at the moment. Now, I know some of you would have read some articles about a bull trap and all. Remember that, as I said, entry and exit, okay, depending on your strategy objective. If your strategy objective is for the next one week, 1 day, or 1 hour, then of course you need to boil this down to lower time frames. Then you would have said, you know what, hey, Tiru, there was a test over there towards that top. I can take this a shot, right? Isn't it the VSA principles? Yes, you're right, but based on a lower time frame perspective. And even when you take on a lower time frame perspective, know which part of the swing you are on a higher time frame, towards the higher time frame swing. Okay, that's what you got to be aware of, and that's the thing, that the clarity that most traders do not have. They would just think that, you know what, yeah, I want to short this because it's done that, but they don't know on the higher time frame it's an uptrend phase 2, and then when the uptrend phase 2 turns around and they don't know where to exit, and then this whiplashes them and then they lose it all back. Okay, so that's the whole idea. You must know where you are at and for what objective you want to ride your swings. Okay, this is the kind of clarity and the shift in mindset that happens when clients go through our guidance and our mentorship in a structured way. Okay, amazing amounts of shifts and transformation that we have seen. So that's on Nvidia traders. So do understand on different objectives, on different how long you want to hold it for on a higher time frame perspective, still looking to the upside. The last thing I do want to say, when will I change my mind on this upside, is when it starts to do this. Okay, so it's uptrend phase 2, doesn't take out that low, but then it comes back, does this, and then doesn't take out that high, and then does a lower high. That's when you need to revisit that, because that's showing you that is showing potentials of a trend change, and then I will align that with the higher time frames. So that's with Nvidia. Last one I quickly take a look at. I know we're coming near to time. Amazon is the final one I'll take a look at over here. Amazon surges. Yes, we did increase our investment stake size on this, but around this area here, when we saw some opportunities to buy as it dipped. Now, why did we do that? Because if you take a look on the weekly time frame, voila, that makes more sense, isn't it? Because again, you see, it keeps repeating. That's the power of recurring principles. That's the power of market structure. Market structure, to get market structure, you must quantify your tops and bottoms. Why do you quantify it? because of the problem that you face. All that is talked about at 7stepsctp.com. Okay? Starts with the problem, why we quantify the tops and bottoms, then we get the market structure, then we get the tree stats. Very powerful. You know, hats off to those quant traders who started this work in the 1960s and 70s, who understood all of this and created it, because it's sustaining through today. And you can apply this with any methodology altogether. Okay, so you can see all of that here. That's how we got that trade on the investment side of things. Right now, yes, on the uptrend phase one, there is a small seller bar here. But as you and I know, we shouldn't be naive thinking that, you know, all swing moves keep going up and up, close higher, 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 right? Sometimes you do get seller bars, right? So understanding that, which part of the swing you're in, is all very important. So this still looks quite strong, traders. From an OE perspective, still some more move left as well. I'll just take a quick glance on the monthly and then we'll wrap up for today. That you can see that on the monthly as well. This is another thing that we saw on the monthly. It was a good strong buying, so that's why when it dips, then we start to take a look at the position. But the only thing I'm wary of here is that this top never got confirmed according to our market structure. You see, the last bottom came over here. We did a similar analysis on gold as well. You see, the last bottom confirmed here, still stretching upward. You and I know that at some point the top will confirm. Here it did look to confirm its top, but it didn't. Over here we had a bit of a volume spike over the relative moving average, looking to say that buying pressure, professional buying, is supporting that move. And then after that, it took off. Okay, but in terms from an OE perspective, let me take a look over here. This is the power of market structure, because I can get this OE stats, and then I'll do that very quickly. As of now, how much has it traveled on the monthly? $141. We went into so much more in depth in the summit. So those of you who haven't watched the summit recordings, definitely get hold of them when we release them. 141 divide by, let me do that quickly, traders, and then we'll wrap up. 141 divide by, some of you are asking for this as well. What's the probability of it going up further? 141 divided by 27. There we go, 5.22 ATR. So you see, what this tells me is, you see, for the last 15 years, right, where I got the data for this from 2010 onwards, on the monthly time frame on Amazon, it's telling me that 3 of them, okay, 3 of them got, 3 out of 10, okay, monthly swings got to the 5 ATR point. Out of that, to move to 6 ATR, that means to take out that high and keep going up higher, 2 of them did it. Perspective, very low percentage of 20% probability, but from comparing from where we are to get to level, but 2 out of 3 sustained. That means 66, a very low drop-off rate, only 33% drop-off rate, and 66% moves forward. They are the resilient runners, okay? But you just got to be aware that it's a small sample size. That's all we've got from the last 15 years. Very few of them get that, okay? So based on that, then you can also then gauge and manage your trade positions accordingly, according to your strategy rules. Right. Oh, I think we've come very near to time. Quick recap on the links, what you can do on the steps, what you can look at. Also, I just wanted to also do a quick summary on what we looked at. We looked at Nvidia, we looked at Amazon as well. We looked at the analysis over the daily, weekly, and monthly time frames. Both still looking on the upside. I also said, when is the caution? What you should be looking at? When is the caution? What you should be looking at? Also, when it starts to show signs of. So at the moment, there isn't yet. Okay, so then those are the ones in terms of the stock market and all of that, where we taking a look. All the indexes I've seen so far still on the bull side. If I want to just take a look at just one on the S&P, right? See S&P. I've got the S&P on here. Let me just take a look at the futures over here. At the moment, still strong. As I said, the upside overextending, and at the moment, only the ones that came to 8 ATR only one of them. So this was 2,185. This is 405, 580. Yeah, so still it can go from the last 15 years. It was there 50% chance of it taking out their high end, carrying on further. Still a higher chance for them. We'll see how they plan out to be. You got to go with the flow and see how the price action develops over the next few weeks. But as of now, still on the upside, is still strong. Okay, traders, I think that's that quick reference, summary, recap, because some of you are asking, okay, where do I start off? That's the first place, 7steps2ctp.com. That's the one I said after you put your details, and then you get all the fast learner links all sent to you. You can watch that at your own free time. Each video is about 10-15 minutes. If you want to get the indicators, both onto your charts, SMI and VSA page, this is the one. And then on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/master the markets. After you hit subscribe, hit the all bell icon. And then Trade Guide will do the same. And after you've hit the subscribe button, hit the all bell icon as well. Quick shout out to Trade Nation as well for sponsoring us for these live streams, as well as for our Telegram channel where we're pushing out the trades, and where we pushed out the DAX trade and then we hit target as well. Okay, the one on the Telegram channel over there. And then our annual summit, which is in 2026. The dates are out, 16 and 17 October. Massive discount we're giving on both days. As we always say, you get the lunch provided, and the first day there's a nice dinner. We had an amazing time together. Stuart flew in all the way from Canada, right? 7:30 a.m. he landed, then he jumped into the seminar at 10 a.m. Incredible, inspiring clients that we got in our community, and that's how it's building up, growing. So it's really nice to see all of that. Hopefully next year we'll see more of you. I know some of you have already mentioned next year definitely you guys want to come in person and give us a real handshake rather than always seeing us virtual. It's always nice, right? Once in a while. This happens once a year only, and it'd be good to see you guys. Okay, so definitely take advantage of the massive discounts we are giving before the end of the year if you book it, and then you can use the savings towards planning a trip to coming and seeing us in person. It would definitely be worth it. This was some of the things that we did over the night. We went to Heron Tower. It's one of the tallest buildings in London, right? And we had a nice dinner over there as well. Everybody really enjoyed it. You can see the nice the scenery over here as well, okay, and all of that. Then after a day of hard work, we went there, really nice drinks and food and all of that. And then after that, 2 days of live trading as well. 1 day of live trading on Friday, and then we did research updates and all of that. So catch us next year. So take a look at this page as well whenever you get some time. Other than that, that's pretty much that from me, traders. And as we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master. Take care and bye for now.